Hello and welcome to this screencast on the Freespeech switchboard builder. What I'm going to do now is give you a simple example of how to build a small switchboard that would be practical. So we start off, these are the blocks along the right hand side, the building blocks. Each one has a different function. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the start block in. This will always be the point where your call enters the call map. So what we would like to do is we'd like to make a small call map, and that is going to take a call in. It's going to check what time it is. If the call is at a certain time, then it will route to an extension. If that extension is not available, then it will play an announcement. Alternatively, if the time is closed, if the person is not available, then it will route to the same announcement. So very quickly, what we do is we drag our time switch across and we connect our call start to the time switch. That means the call comes in, it's going to go to this time switch, which is matching against times of days. Then we will put in the extension that we want to try, and we will connect that here. And then what we will do is we'll put in the announcement. This is our busy or unavailable announcement. So we'll drag down the failure output. This is the output that it takes if it can't reach the extension, down to the message, and we'll do the same for the time switch. So they're both going to play the same message. So you can see that we have everything connected. Now next you see that each block is blue. That means it needs to be configured. So the start, we just need to give it a small label. We'll just call this anything. Then the time switch, what we're going to do is going to call this open, and we will say that it's Monday to Friday, 9 till 5 o'clock, and especially on Thursday and Friday we have late opening hours. So we will set that to 23. Okay, everything else is fine, so we save that. Then we set the extension, so we're going to set that to 669000, and we will let that ring for, let's give that 7 seconds of ringing, and after that it will go to the failure output because nobody has picked up. And then what we will do is we will pick a closed message, and what we do is we have a file uploader. You can pick any file. There's also a file manager at the top that allows you to apply to upload and manage your recordings. So I already have one here prepared, default busy, so we'll save that on the system and just give this a name as well and call this one busy. So the other thing is that each block has its own help. So if you need help with the parameters to understand them, you just click on this and it will give you context help for that specific block, tell you what sound files are supported, etc., what the block actually does. So we'll save that. Now I just want to point out a few things to you. The first thing is that all the blocks have changed color to gray. That means that they're now all set with the correct parameters. If a parameter is not correct, you'll be prompted. We can see that all of the red outputs and inputs are connected, and that's important because they're the mandatory ones. Any output that's orange is optional and doesn't make any difference. Basically, if a call hits that, what it's going to do is hang up. So we click apply changes. Apply changes, when we click apply changes, the system will write that to the back end system, and your call will become active. And what we're going to do is we're going to call into it from a regular phone, and when we call into it, we'll see that we get the expected results. So what we should see is that when we call in, we switch, and we are within the opening time, so we should be able to get an extension ringing here. Now I have that extension ready to see what happens. So let's give that a go and see what happens. Now we'll see up here at the top on the right, there is a switchboard number. This is the number that we can dial from a regular Freespeech extension. So I'm going to dial in now. What we'll expect is that the phone will ring. So there we go. That should ring for, you can hear the desk phone ringing as well. That should ring for 7 seconds and then divert to a busy message.
But there is nobody available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
And then the call hangs up because we haven't put anything else into it. Okay, so what we can do is now we can drop this phone out and we can go back and edit just to see what happens if we want to change it a little bit. So let's say it's a bank holiday weekend and we don't want the call handling as normal, so we just want to put an override in. So we click save, we write that to the system, and now what's happened is when you call the call in, the time switch has an override which says every time you call in you will always take the error output. Now what we're going to do is call back, and we'll see that the phone won't ring. It'll straight away get a busy message. Okay, so just dialing in now.
Sorry, but there is nobody available to take your call.
And you can hear that
Leave a message after.
it's now routed from the time switch has been overridden, and it's gone to the busy message instead of going to the extension. If you want to take a look at some of the other screencasts, we'll build a few more slightly more complicated setups, and you can have a look at it. But this is a good introduction. Thanks very much for your time. Bye.